I think the original kind of mission statement that I was given about how diversity and inclusion is a big part of kind of the mission statement and the goal was something that was really, of course, exciting and interesting to me as an artist in Portland. Um, for people that may or may not know, Portland is not the most diverse city in the world. And I've been working as a performer and a professional actor for a while now. And it's been interesting to navigate the kind of phases and the way that things kind of flow and move in the city as far as what stories are featured or how casting moves and what trends happen. And as somebody that feels like I've kind of been around for a lot of those phases, it's something that I've often been made painfully aware of just by being an ethnically ambiguous person, identifying as Black, identifying as Indigenous, identifying as Middle Eastern. It's a strange thing to navigate in a city that's not very diverse. And so I was really excited when I was approached about Roots and All, mostly because of that as an initial kind of talking point when Safina contacted me. So, and then I saw who else was involved, and some of the other people are people that I've already collaborated with and enjoyed working with, and really enjoyed hearing their stories and want to hear more of and hear their voices and explore the potential collaboration there. And that's the other aspect that I was really excited about, is the focus on collaboration and collaborative works. I love stepping into an already established story and kind of trying on a character and trying on a voice and working with that as an actor. Of course, I do that a lot, but I also really love the collaborative process and listening to getting to experience how other people's minds move and how they create and how they hear differently or like regurgitate information differently. So yeah, those were the two main things that really drew me to it. And I was just excited to explore more of that in the company. So hopefully that makes sense. That's such a great question. I think one of my big dreams, at least from my involvement in the company, is just to continue to challenge these ideas of what diversity looks like. I feel like there's a lot of like kind of check mark boxes that people have or use, like we've got the token blah blah, and people don't say this, of course, but I think that a lot of, especially in the industry right now, like that's kind of happening. Like it's very in vogue to be ethnically ambiguous, which is, we're just in a weird kind of wave of, a phase of that or whatever, because of current social events and things that are going on in the world right now, especially in the US. And so I'm really excited, and I have really high hopes for just continuing to do work and make work with other people that challenges those ideas of like what exactly that looks like and what exactly elevating diverse voices really can do for both the arts community and for the community at large, right? And like I'll use this quick example. I was in a show a couple of years ago with the Echo Theater, which is really a great place to be an artist at. And they have a really strong stand on inclusivity and diversity and trying to constantly welcome that and and make that a big part of their mission statement as well. And I was in a show where I was playing a character, a very physical kind of role, where I was what I called a space lemur. And I could go into detail about that later. But it was a really cool project. And it was really fun. And I remember being in costume. We had this crazy tail, like fuzzy, multicolored tail, and these crazy suits and like crazy makeup. And our hair was all wild and stuff. And so I was connected to my partner by bungee cords through a tail. So we called it space lemurs because, of course, space lemurs are connected by their tails. I don't know. Anyway, but they were that day. Anyway, and I remember doing a movement and kind of connecting with this little girl in the audience. And I remember thinking like, oh, she looks like me, how fun, and I was kind of doing a thing at her or whatever and having a little interaction. And the show was great because it allowed for us to do that a little bit. And then later on, like a couple of weeks later, the director of the show shared with me some feedback, because they welcome feedback from the audience. And it was that little girl had written, she was like, I really liked the I can't remember what she called, the space cats or something. She was like, I really liked the space cat creature because one of them had curly hair and she looked like me, and that made me feel really good. And I was just like, oh my God. Oh my God. Like I totally like died a little inside, like in the best way, you know, and like it was a really powerful moment for me because I was just like, God, just that one moment, you know, like what if she wanted to be a performer? What if she wanted to be I don't know, whatever, you know, like hopefully having that moment where she saw herself in somebody else in the world where maybe she doesn't feel like she does often, you know, inspired her or hopefully just made her feel good or like, yeah, I'm included. I'm involved in this experience because I don't not look like everyone on stage, you know, and I don't know how many times I've had that experience where I'm just like, you know, I feel like I'm the sore thumb here or something, or, you know, and like how it would have been different for me as a young performer, especially if I had seen multiracial families on TV commercials or had seen Black girls with super curly hair, you know, in lead roles or like superheroes that looked like me, like what would be different for me now. So I think about that often. So I'm just excited for the potential to continue to like tell stories from perspectives that maybe are unexpected or from intersections that people are like, wow, I didn't think about that particular shade of that experience coming from that person that I have this association with looking that way or whatever. And just like, yeah, really challenging those ideas and really pushing people outside of their own comfort zones and just, and again, like it's kind of the same answer as before. Like, I'm excited about that. And my dream is just to continue to like, really like encourage collaborative work and to be a part of that and and when you do that, you're a part of something so much bigger than yourself, right? And it's just like it takes on this whole new life and it's like your ideas are in there, but then this other perspective is shading and shaping this, and like maybe you're looking at this from a totally different perspective because this person has this experience, you know, and it's like it's this big pot of like the stew of cool stuff that people bring. So my hopes are that you know, that we as a group of people can keep like pushing the boundary of like what's expected or maybe what has been seen or done before, and like really creating beautiful work together in that way. So I guess it's kind of a generic answer, but I'm excited about the potential of what that can be.
Hi, thank you for hearing us out. Original Theater is a startup nonprofit theater organization focused on elevating the voices of the historically marginalized and unheard. We do this through a fusion of different artistic practices produced by people of diverse identities. Your contribution will help us further our vision and mission of elevating said voices and serving the Portland community, and we would love to have you in on the journey. Please, you can support us by following the directions in the descriptions below or going to our GoFundMe to support our very first production that'll be held at the Portland Parks and Recreation Centers. Thank you so very much for your time, and we hope to see you soon.